Oh, cool. All right. Oh, you're live. Okay, great.
We are live.
Hello, everyone. You can see, yes, we have a fancy countdown timer. You've noticed. I kind of enjoy little tech toys and things like that. Good morning, good morning, good afternoon. Wow, very cool. Oh, right. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Watching the YouTube screen, which has the delay. All right, we are live. You want me to kick it off since my face is on screen, or you want to say
Yeah,
anything?
why don't you go ahead? I was just getting the
Okay.
details in the box below, so go
Yeah,
for it.
welcome everybody. You are obviously not seeing Brad or hearing his voice. I'm Evan here doing this live stream with Brad today. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Brad. Glad you're feeling better and that you're here.
Likewise, thank you.
Yeah. And so we have people chiming in from all over, which is always one of the coolest things about Brad's channel is that seeing people from all walks of life and all over the world involved in this wonderful tool and process of tapping. But of course, it's not just the tool, it's who's using it and how it's used. So, Brad is a big influence on me and how I got started in this whole thing. And we're doing a live session today, not only to work through and process and do some tapping around this feeling of, I'm not sure if I measure up, this sense of measuring up, comparing yourself to others, and connecting to that, knowing that you actually are enough, even if there are some objective differences you might observe, as the title suggests, knowing that you are enough. And we'll also be letting you know a little bit more, which you may have seen us do a previous session on, a group that we're going to be doing for men or anyone who identifies as a man, for doing tapping in a group setting with us with some, sort of very specific topics in a way and in a format that you won't necessarily see on either of our channels. So, yeah, that's my introduction here. Great to be with you as always.
Awesome, thank you, and it's thank you. It was Evan's idea for this advancing man, and it's like, oh, what a great concept to have this. Of course, today is not it is not just for men. This is a shared human experience of feeling like we're not enough. And so wanting everyone to have a greater awareness of frankly how freaking awesome you are and how you are more than enough, and clearing out the misunderstandings that get in the way of knowing that. Um, so I Yeah, so that's what we're here for. In fact, let's go ahead and yeah, as you said, it's so great to see Germany, South Africa, Mexico, UK, India, Algeria, Sweden. So awesome to see folks from around the world coming together. And as I always say on these things, everything is energy. We're all connected. So as we are clearing the stuff from our energy systems, we're clearing it from the collective whole. So thank you to everyone who is joining us for this. And as always, let's go ahead and start by closing our eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, go ahead and feel your feet on the floor or whatever part of you is connected to something. Allowing yourself to feel that connection, allowing yourself to feel centered and grounded, allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible, so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. And just following your breath through your body, just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Noticing what you're feeling physically, noticing what you're feeling emotionally. And go ahead and imagine a full length mirror and looking in that mirror and rating yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 in terms of how much you feel that you are enough. 10 is, yeah, magnificent, awesome. And please do not judge yourself if the number is lower than you'd like it to be. Just allow yourself to get curious about that. Asking yourself, what feels lacking? What are you afraid of? Also allowing yourself to be aware of any resistance to feeling that you're enough. What are you afraid would happen if you said, yeah, you know what? I am pretty awesome. I am more than enough. Would that feel conceited? Would it raise expectations, your own expectations of yourself or other people's expectations? Just allowing yourself to get curious about whatever might be going on, noticing the thoughts, beliefs, and memories that might come up, noticing whatever feelings you might be aware of. So even if there aren't particular words, just notice where you might feel discomfort, physically or emotionally. And take a deep breath, open your eyes, and actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to just start us on a quick round here. Even though I have doubts about being enough, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have doubts about being enough, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I have doubts about being enough, I may have all kinds of ideas about how I don't measure up. And I may also have a lot of fears about believing that I do measure up. And even though I have these doubts, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone who's contributed to these doubts, because I choose to feel that free. All right. Going through the points, all these doubts about being enough, all these doubts about being good enough, all this fear that I might not be good enough, all these ideas about how I don't measure up, all these fears about believing that I do. Part of me just wants to lower the bar for myself. If I started getting ideas that I'm actually fantastic, I might expect more from myself. And other people will expect more from me. Maybe I'm living high on lowered expectations. If no one expects too much from me, part of me says that makes life easier and seems to minimize the risk of disappointment. So I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that hold on to this doubt about being enough as a way of trying to protect myself. And I'm processing this. Because even though it might seem to keep me safe, it's also kind of painful. And it's limiting me in all kinds of ways in terms of what I can receive, in terms of what I can give. And I'm tired of these limitations. I'm worthy and deserving of more. I'm clearing these doubts about not being enough. Clearing them at a cellular level, clearing them all the way back through my past, back through all the times in my life where I somehow got the message that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't good enough. That was a misunderstanding. Mine or someone else's. I'm clearing it up now. I am a magnificent child of the universe, worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer. And I have so much to offer. I'm giving myself permission to know that. I am loving myself in the process, in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, go inside. Imagine that full-length mirror and looking at that level 10 version of yourself and seeing where you might feel that you're at, and also allowing yourself to be aware of the thoughts and feelings and stuff that might be going on as to why you couldn't or shouldn't be at a 10 in terms of feeling that you're enough. And as Evan just wrote in the chat, feel free to write in the chat and let us know what kind of things are coming up.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks for setting the stage with that. And yeah, we'll be able to incorporate what you share with us, and so you can let us know what the direction is, and that's also what the way that we'll be doing the calls that we're doing in the future in the group is that it is anonymous. So rather than sharing on camera, you'll be able to chat in. So you get a little taste of that. I mean, Brad often does that on his live streams, but how it's showing up for you in the sense of I don't measure up or I don't feel like I'm enough. and being specific for you, whether you share it or not, really increases sort of the value of how this whole process works, right? So you can sort of there's a difference between tapping on like I don't feel like I'm enough versus at least internally being connected to like that person is, so much better looking than I am, and that makes me feel sad in this specific way, right? So being connected to that really increase because that's your specific trigger and how it connects to you. So we have some people sharing things already, like I always have to do more and tap more. Like I can't just rest. Yes, the obsessive self improvement, the always more to tap on, and then tapping becomes the one day I will have tapped enough, and this magic thing is supposed to happen, and then suddenly I'm just all fixed rather
Yeah.
than it being a tool in your life.
I was just gonna say that word fixed. It's that feeling of I'm not enough because there's always something to be fixed, as opposed to I'm already awesome and continuing to get better and better. So it's not a matter of there's something lacking that needs to be fixed with tapping. I tap every day, and it doesn't come from a place of crap. There's still something not there yet. It's like, what else could get even better? And so
Nice.
allowing yourself to have that, look at it in that shift of just because I'm tapping, that's tapping is not an admission of lack, of there's something, I'm tapping because I'm broken. Um, I'm tapping because I want to see how much life can get better and better, how much I can get better and better without saying that there's something wrong here.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we've got some, very meaty and personal things being shared here in the chat. So let's incorporate some of those. And yes, this is being streamed live on Brad's channel, so it will by default not only be recorded, but you can watch it like
Yeah.
almost right away. It's just going to be on the channel under live section, so you can absolutely watch it now. Yeah, try not to tap while driving, with at least with both hands. Um, yeah, so you can watch later. So good. So allowing yourselves to tune into that variation of how it appears for you, and some of the things others have shared, like my worth is based on appearance. I grew up overweight and was treated horribly, and they still feel like they're carrying that. I always have to do more, as was shared. I want to be me, constant self-judging. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
that feeling that your enoughness is based on some kind of outside metric like the bathroom scale, the mirror, your bank account, your resume, that it's like, okay, I know I'm enough when I'm able to check a certain number of boxes. And when the truth is, and this is for everyone hearing this, and be tapping as I say this, you are whole and complete, lacking nothing, exactly as you are. You are as I said in that express during the tapping round, and I've said it many times, you are a magnificent child of the universe, exactly as you are, regardless of what the bathroom scale says, or what your bank account says, or what your resume says, or what anyone else says. Yeah, it's not the productivity. Productivity is not the measure of your worth. Productivity is often a result of what you think your worth is. So it's not the measurement, but it may show you where you're doubting yourself, and and recognizing, okay, I'm already enough now. Now that I can allow myself to know that, now what can I do with that? And what can I experience? Because if we always say, I'll be happy when, I will feel enough when, and we have that line in the sand, that line is always going to move. So it's a matter of knowing you are already enough. And now, what do you want to do with that? And I can't remember, someone was asking about judging. People are going to judge, and they're going to judge you if you're not doing enough. They're going to judge you if you're doing too much. They're going to judge you for what you have and what you don't have and how you look. And, they're going to judge you for being overweight. They're going to judge you for being too good looking. They're going to, because People are caught up in their own fears, and that's how they did. And we do it ourselves. We it's a form of escape. If I'm not feeling good enough about myself, I'm going to go looking to find fault with someone else. And there is no state that you can embody, no amount of achievement, no amount of appearance, whatever, that 8 billion people are going to agree, yes, you are beyond judgment now. What one person is going to judge you for, the opposite is going to be what someone else judges you for. And so it's allowing yourself to go, yeah, I'm awesome and magnificent no matter what other people are thinking.
Beautiful. Yeah, so let's go to the side of the hand here.
Yeah.
Let's say, even though I am feeling like I'm not where I should be yet, and there are specific things I can point to that my mind uses as proof, and I choose to have some compassion for myself because it's so incredibly convincing. So even though I don't feel like I'm where I should be, and there are things I can observe in my world that seem to physically verify there is a very good reason I should feel this way. And it just feels incredibly true. And I choose to honor and accept myself as best I can. And so even though it feels like I'm just not where I should be, clearly I'm not living up to my potential, I am objectively unproductive, unhealthy, and so of course I shouldn't feel like I'm enough. And there's so much evidence in the world that it almost feels silly to go against it. But I choose to honor and accept myself where I'm at as best I can. And let's go through the points now and say, I don't just feel like I'm not enough. I don't just feel that I don't measure up. I can prove it. I can literally look at other people and say, well, look what they're accomplishing. Look what their body shape or size is. Look how much they're getting done in a day. Look at their relationships that they're posting online. How ridiculous it might seem. Almost even delusional to suggest that I could or should entertain the feeling that I could be something like whole and complete. Whole and complete would mean something. And I choose to look really closely at the definitions I've learned in my life. If I was doing it right, if I was being good, if I was actually living up to my potential, what should be happening that's different than what is? Because this will feel rock solid. There's my proof that I'm not enough. And I also am choosing to recognize how far back this might go in my life. There's a really good chance that when I was a little kid, I picked up or was told very clearly, this is what makes you good. This is what it is to be doing well. This is what your full potential should look like. You should be playing more sports. You should not be playing sports and studying. I may have gotten both of those from two different people. You should be more social and friendly and outgoing. You should study and not go out so much. You should be more disciplined. You should not take yourself so seriously. All of these things I've learned. I should look a certain way. And all of the social programming. Like, yeah, people who look certain ways get treated certain ways. People who meet certain criteria, like they just happen to do better in the school system or in a corporate environment, they get treated differently. I have so much concrete evidence. Yeah, I've been told and shown my whole life. This is what I should be. I should be striving to be or do or look in this particular way. And all the evidence supports it. And what a tough thing to do to a kid. What a difficult way to be told. This is what your life is about. This is what you should be striving towards. And you should be judging yourself when you're not there. Oh, and you found some tools like tapping. Well, if you use those correctly, then maybe you will eventually look or do or be the way that you're supposed to be. And I just choose to look at that whole picture and say, maybe that's a little backwards. Maybe we don't need to be telling ourselves what we were told. And it can feel challenging to go against this programming. So you're saying just don't do anything and pretend to be happy? Just have no motivation to do or change anything? I choose to question that. Little kids do things. They imagine and create all sorts of things. They don't need to be told. You know, you need to go play hide and seek and win. And if you don't, you're a failure. It's actually that pressure, that constant sense that I should be somewhere else, that blocks that creative flow. If it's even remotely possible that I could feel like I'm here right now. I have unlimited possibility, at least of what I can think. And from that place, I can discover that I have access to a different type of motivation. Not motivated by what others have told me, not looking at where I'm objectively different. Well, my body doesn't look like his or her body. So I need to judge and motivate myself through shame. And instead focus on me and what I'm feeling. And maybe even appreciating the other people. Open to, I don't have to pretend that we're not different. I can be inspired by someone else's position. I do not have to shame myself because I'm not them. Feeling how that shame shuts down my energy. So I can live in the real world. I can have motivations and inspiration. And I'm open to relaxing this judgment. The value system that I learned to apply to these different ways of looking or being. And saying, I choose to honor myself right where I am. And from that place, to connect to a better energy fuel that doesn't derive from shame and comparison. And just allowing myself to connect as best I can to whatever is able to perceive me from a place of worthy and deserving and valuable. Even if it's a stretch for me. All right, let's take a breath there. See how everyone's feeling.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up in that. Yeah, so everyone with your eyes closed, just going inside and again looking in that mirror and checking with yourself in terms of, why you couldn't or shouldn't feel that you're enough. And actually, I'm gonna jump right back in just because there's so many great things you're bringing up, and it's like, oh, and then and this maybe. So, side of the hand. Even though I should be different, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I should be different, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I should be different, I should be doing more. I should be having more. And then I might consider that I'm enough. But I'm not there yet. And even though I believe I should be different, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might be contributing to these beliefs. Because I choose to feel that free. All this belief that I should be different, all this feeling that I should be different, I should look different, I should have different achievements. All this belief that my worth depends upon these criteria, these measurements. All this belief that whether I'm good enough is based on the bathroom scale or my resume or my bank account, how productive I am. And I'm processing all of these beliefs. All of these old feelings about what it takes to be enough. If I were to imagine a newborn baby, that baby is already enough, whole and complete. And all that baby does is eat, sleep, and poop. When was that no longer enough? Because I'm still doing those things. My worth is not determined by my productivity or the shape or size of my body or my bank account. However, my productivity and my healthcare tends to be determined by how I think of my worth. Part of me says I'd feel more worthy if I were more productive. I choose to be open to the possibility. I might be more productive if I felt more worthy. When I know that what I have to offer has value, I'm much more inspired to offer it. I'm also open to the possibility that part of me knows that I'm whole and complete. I'm just afraid of knowing it. Part of me knows I'm inherently enough. Because if I didn't know that, I wouldn't be here tapping right now. I wouldn't feel worthy of this self-care. Part of me actually knows there isn't something broken that needs to be fixed. There's just something awesome that needs to be revealed. The real me inside is much more than enough. But it's felt safer to cover that up. And all of these confusing messages about what I should be and who I should be just create a lot of confusion. And I can get lost inside my comfort zone. I choose to be done shooting on myself or letting other people shoot on me. Because if it really worked, wouldn't we all be perfect right now? So maybe we're just using this as a cover up. Telling myself that I should be different as a way of keeping myself safely in my comfort zone. Distracting myself with crazy expectations. Meaningless comparisons. And I love and appreciate those parts of me. They get caught up in those games because I was taught to do so. Allowing myself to know the truth. My worth is not determined by my circumstances, physical or financial. My worth is not determined by my past behavior. I acknowledge that I've made mistakes. It doesn't mean I'm not enough. I'm not perfect, but I'm still awesome. And part of me is just afraid of knowing that. I'm releasing that fear. Setting myself free to love myself in body, mind, and spirit. And take a deep breath, close your eyes, go inside, and just let that keep processing and see what's going on, and feel free to share in the chat what's coming up. This one from Anthony. There shouldn't be a sign you wear saying closed for alterations where tapping is concerned.
Yeah,
Pardon
that's
our
awesome.
dust.
Yeah, good stuff. Really nice comments. Thanks for the kind words. And yeah, you can let us know where this is going for you and what kind of things it's bringing up. Value was a trigger for sure. Yeah, I mean, the value thing is not arbitrary, right? As far as you're getting constantly bombarded, not just with an idea you invented in your own mind of this is what makes a human being valuable. It's constantly reinforced, right? Depending on which society you live in, different things will be more and more heavily emphasized. This is what it is to be good looking. This is what it is to be productive. This is what it is to be value. And it's in many places it's literally how much money you make either for the company or for yourself. And if you're earning more, you are worth more. And if we literally use the word value for money, right? So if you have more money, you are more valuable, right? Like, so these are not subtle messages, right? So it's good to be kind of compassionate for yourself in this process. It's not like, oh, why can't I just shift this silly belief I have? It's like it's getting ingrained from a very, very young age. And to kind of ride that middle way of like, yeah, I don't, there's a thing that can happen that maybe you have gone through a phase, which I have, where you like kind of try to reject it all, but from a place of pain, like, well, I'm not going to participate in the money thing, or I'm not going to be a business, run my business, because I don't, doesn't work so well either.
Yeah. Money isn't everything, but it is important in our society, and giving yourself permission to have, you know, enough for what you want and need. And it's not a matter that you should have a certain amount. That's the, I think we certainly in America put a lot of emphasis on that, you know. And then we get all kind of mixed messages because we may think of certain people who have tons of money and we don't think of them as high value people. So then we get even more confused, and then we start to think, well, I shouldn't have more money because, as we were with a client the other day, this fear that money will make me a bad person. Money is like alcohol. It just makes you more of who you already are. So, if you keep tapping away the reasons for being a bad person, then it's very safe for you to have plenty of money. Not the, and again, not, there's no amount that you should have. It's the amount that whatever fulfills your lifestyle. It's not that we have ideas, I should have this much or I shouldn't have that much, because then it's like, just figuring out what is the life that I enjoy, and also um, the service. So, I found something I'd written some time ago that said, even when at the point when I've gotten everything I can get, I don't want to stop until I've given everything that I can give. And so coming from that, not coming from a place of motivation of I've got to get more, and so that's why I do what I do. It's like, as long as I feel like I have something that can make a difference, and each of us does. Nobody got here by accident. No one showed up at the party without a dish to share. And and so many of us are sitting there going, oh, look at everything else that's on the table already. No one's going to want this casserole. Someone is waiting for that. And yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And while people continue to let us know what's coming up for you so we can include it, we will let you know about this program, this men's group, you could call it, that we are creating. Because as many of you know, there's usually a few less men than women in a lot of the tapping spaces. So we've noticed, and I've noticed over the years of doing this, that there's a kind of a particular format that lends itself very well for working with men. And there's certain topics, of course, that men and ways of approaching certain topics that resonate more, that speak to men in a particular way. And you're not necessarily going to hit them from those angles when it's a mixed group or a group of like one guy, which is often me in my younger days of doing this work. So what we are doing is a call not unlike what you're seeing here, except it would be on Zoom and, of course, private within the group. And it will be just Brad and myself on screen, and you won't even see who else is there on Zoom. So unless you choose to chat, you can be there anonymously. And we found that format works really well for this kind of particular approach. So it's called the Advancing Man. It's group processing like we're doing here. So no one is raising their hand and working one-on-one. It's just us diving into the topic of that particular month for an hour, kind of like we're doing today. But through the chat, if you wish, you can be as specific as you want and share what's coming up for you. And when we did this, I think it was 2 months ago, it was beautiful. I mean, the participation was great. We went into some directions that we wouldn't normally, and people were really, we got great feedback on it. We're like, we should continue this. And it was requested that we do so. So very encouraging. And as long as you're there, each topic we do each month will become part of the library. So you can say, oh, we did a month where we were talking about like imposter syndrome, or feeling like all these definitions of what it is to be man enough. And there's themes like that, right? You can look at the spreadsheet and go, oh, that was the recording from April 2026. Let me go click on that. It's at anonymous, $27 a month. and cancel at any time. And that's kind of I think, a great sort of launch price for this as we grow it and see where this takes us, which I am excited about. You can go to that link there. Brad also put it in the description. Different, maybe they all take you to the same place.
Yeah, it's the same link in the description box just below the video, and what I just put in the chat, and whatever it has up on the screen, it takes you to the same place. So
Yeah, and so we'd love to see you there. Maybe you share this with a man in your life who is like, maybe not. Don't force it on anyone. That doesn't go well.
you need to
But
be in this group.
right, but there
Don't
is
should on anyone.
yes,
Just
there
offer
is
the
a
possibility.
there's a transitional phase I've encountered many times where, like, someone's open to it. They're kind of like, oh, I'm kind of interested in it, but the space or the context doesn't resonate. And so if you have someone in your life, you're like, yeah, they seem pretty open to it, they seem interested, but like the videos they're seeing on YouTube or the topics or the group calls they might often see, it's like this doesn't feel like a space where I can really get into the particular issues that are going on for me. And that's often, what we have observed. And so we're not creating this to be exclusionary. I think most of you understand that. It's that there's a large percentage of men who are kind of in that phase of like, I'm not gonna bring up this subject in a room of like, 10 other people and I'm the only guy there, and I'm gonna take it into this direction where I don't know if I'm even gonna get judged for, like, I'm feeling these sort of urges or attractions to other people. All these things I've actually seen them get shut down in groups. There was a conversation we had with Brad where I was at some a group that's supposed to be about this kind of work, and a guy was like, I'm in a relationship, but I feel attraction to other, not that he was acting on it, just like showing up. And he was like, oh, he's completely shut down. It's like, okay, where can I actually process through some of this stuff that I'm dealing with, right?
Yeah, just creating a safe space for and particularly guys have a lot of training, a lot of programming about not asking for help. And so, especially in front of women. So, wanting to create a space where that's kind of taken out of the equation. And as Evan said, the anonymity of not having to show up on screen and say, "Hi, I'm the one who has this issue," and but being able to be in a place where these things can be discussed and processed in a safe, empowering way.
So time-wise, what do you think, Brad? Should I do a short round? Do you
I
have?
was
You
just
want
going to
to close it
say,
up?
why don't you take us through another round?
Okay, awesome. Yes, great. So I'll just take a brief look at, and also anyone else feel free to share anything that came up. And you can do it while I'm tapping. I'll incorporate it into the round if something pops up for you. So let's go to the side of the hand and let's say, even though there may still be some reasons that feel completely true. Yeah, but I can't actually feel good about this. I'm definitely not where I need to be. And I have compassion for this process. Because there's a lot of programming telling me to feel this way. And so even though it may still feel that some parts of me are not where they need to be, I'm open to shifting that relationship with myself. And so even though it may feel true that, hey, some of those rounds may have felt good, but I can't actually feel good about where I'm at in my life yet. And I choose to honor and accept myself as best I can. And all of the messaging I've received, that I can have compassion for feeling this way. All right, let's go through the points now and say, yeah, maybe some of this has helped, and there may still be parts of me that say, Yeah, but you still have such a long way to go. Is this going to fix me? Is this going to get me where I need to be? And I don't have to make that voice wrong. There are parts of me who have learned. It's not even just what I think. I need to be or do a certain thing in order to even be accepted or appreciated, to be seen or validated. And they're just trying to protect me. They're saying, hey, we gotta push you to become that. Because that's what's gonna get you loved and accepted. So these parts of me are not my enemy. They literally learned, hey, we gotta try to get you to be that. We need you to become something other than you are now. Because we're not acceptable as we are. And when this was all first created, there was no ability to question that. It was just, this is what I need to be. And if I'm not that, I get punished. Or I get a bad grade. Or people treat me a certain way. And there's nothing I can do about that. And so rather than judging myself, including judging myself for judging myself, I just choose to recognize that this is a deep pattern. It says, hey, you're supposed to try to be this way. And now I can step into a different role. Something within myself can say, yeah, I know you were told that most of your life. I know this is the message you received. But there's someone else here now. I have the space available to me now to say, yes, I was taught that. And now I can question it. Yes, these parts of me learned that there's a right way to be. But in turning towards them, turning to my own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and saying, I see you, I hear you, and I accept you. I am maybe the only voice you've ever heard saying, you don't have to be someone else. You don't have to be something else. You don't even have to try to stop striving. You're okay as you are. Even the parts of me that are used to judging and comparing. I'm not trying to stop them. I choose to see them and honor them and say, yeah, I get it. This is how you were taught to orient to life. But there's another way. And I accept you. And I allow you to be what you are. And through that, I allow myself to feel what unconditional acceptance actually is. Because I don't want to count on other people to do it. And I do not want to count on the world to suddenly start making commercials saying, you're great as you are, news at 11. So I choose to practice relating to myself this way. And that's where this will begin to shift. All right, take a breath. Let us know how you're feeling. Questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah,
You can
awesome
post them
round.
in the as a comment later. I can maybe check it out. You can we'll post that link again
Yeah,
if you want to
especially
work with this.
that what you just said about expecting the television to tell you you're enough, because that doesn't sell products. You're awesome exactly as you are. There's nothing you need. You do not need this cologne or this medication or this beer or this car to be enough. You're already awesome as you are doesn't sell ad space. So
Yeah.
recognizing, yeah, don't wait for the media to tell you how awesome you are. So
Right,
it's
right.
okay. So it's getting to that place of going, I'm already awesome. What else could enhance that? What else do I want to experience? What else do I want to be able to experience? Like, I'm leaving in less than a week to go back to Europe, go on have a vacation for our anniversary with my wife. I want to be able to experience things like that, but it's not tied to worth. And so allowing yourself to, go, okay, what do I want to experience out of life? But that's not going to be that doesn't determine your worth, because you're already a magnificent child of the universe. Um, as always, I always like to end these live sessions with a guided imagery. And I know we're over the hour, so I know some folks are going to have to take off. I didn't even check with you, Evan, to see if whether you
No,
wanted
it's
to
we're good. We're good.
hang out for this. Um, so if folks would like to do that, for those of you who need to go, um, again, we will be doing the advancing man will be this the next session will be this coming Tuesday, and just before I get on a plane for Switzerland. Hopefully that if that resonates with you or might resonate with someone in your life, um, we'd be happy to see you or them there. And thank you so much for joining us for today to become more and more aware of your worth. Because when you're more aware of your worth, you share it more with the world, and that benefits countless others. So please and thank you. And if you have a few more minutes to hang out, then please go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down, crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety. washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment, washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love, allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. Could be a place that you know, could be a place completely of your own imagination, some place where you just take in the awesomeness. You might be looking at a sunset over the ocean. You might be in the mountains. It might be a beautiful day. It might be nighttime and you're looking up at a sky filled with millions of stars. Just allowing yourself to soak in that beauty and that awesomeness. Just taking it in and having this appreciation for how magnificent creation is. And you might look at a particular tree, a particular flower, something, and say, it may not be perfect, but it's awesome. It is enough. You can look at all of these magnificent things and recognize they are enough. Even if they're not perfect, they're already awesome. And allowing yourself to know that this is a reflection of you. You are already enough. You are already awesome. And allowing yourself to release any fear that that would be demotivating. This fear that you need to keep setting the line further ahead to motivate yourself to keep moving. Allowing yourself to release these old misunderstandings and recognize that as you recognize and appreciate how truly awesome you already are, you're naturally going to want to make the most of that awesomeness. You're naturally going to want to share that awesomeness to make the world a better place. When you appreciate how amazing you are, why would you want to be stingy with that? Allowing yourself in this beautiful place, looking around at all the beauty and awesomeness, to be open to the possibility that knowing that you are already enough, knowing that you are whole and complete, lacking nothing, may be the most motivating feeling there is. And not in a way that pushes you, because you can always take care of yourself and find time for downtime and relaxation, knowing that you need to take care of yourself, but also wanting to share what you have to offer. And knowing that you're not going to be right for everybody, and everybody's standards are different, and everyone's criteria is different. And no matter how awesome or amazing you are, it's okay that you're not going to measure up to everyone's standards because their standards are different. When you measure up to one person's standards, that means you're not going to measure up to someone else's. And so just allowing yourself to release all of that. Again, being in this beautiful place, looking around at the magnificence all around, recognizing that a tree that you really enjoy isn't going to be the right tree for someone else. And it takes nothing away from that tree. That tree is still beautiful. You are already enough, even if you're not what other people are looking for. So allowing yourself to find what feels most right for you, what feels like the best expression of what you're here for, deciding the life that you want to live, and allowing yourself to know that you have within you what it takes. And in this beautiful place, you might look and see another place a little further away. It's like, wow, that looks really awesome, and I want to experience that. And allowing yourself to feel compelled to go there, and at the same time knowing that you are already whole and complete, allowing yourself to be happy and grateful right where you are, not feeling a need for dissatisfaction, not feeling a need to find fault with where you are as a way of motivating yourself. Allowing yourself to feel great and saying, and now I'd like to experience this as well. There's nothing more that you need in order to be enough. Now it's a matter of finding out what else would be wonderful to experience. What else can you share to make the world a better place? How else can you enjoy your life? How else can you share and receive love and peace? And allowing yourself to feel more love and peace inside, let's go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before, much more aware of your awesomeness, much more inspired to share that awesomeness with others. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit, so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into an ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now I go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level, so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. And welcome back. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, hopefully you'll consider joining us for the Advancing Man if that feels right. Um, and yeah, you guys are awesome. Keep remembering that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Evan,
thanks everyone.
for joining me for this.
Thank you, Brad. Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll see you guys. See you soon.